Welcome to our Spooky Slumber Party.
Grab your favorite snack and get settled in for some spooky story time.
Well, good evening, Miso.
Oh, good evening, Daku.
We are on Spooky Slumber Party episode 4. And I think last time you did the recording, so it's my turn today.
I can't wait.
Before we get started, can I ask you a couple of questions?
Oh, you know you can.
All right. Have you been feeling out of sync these past few weeks? Have your moods been
Goodness, yes.
unpredictable? Have you been getting random spouts of headaches? Have you been having strange dreams but also struggling with sleep? Have you felt like literally a husk of yourself, like you're mentally not present and your body is literally just on autopilot?
It's like you've been watching me in person.
Well,
Yes, I have.
you aren't alone because all of those things I listed are things that I have been going through as well as a few of my other friends that I talk to on a daily basis. And yeah, a lot of people have been going through the same journey. So I have a fun spiritual explanation as to why all this is happening and how it isn't just you that's affected by whatever this weird frog is.
Ooh, something spooky for the spooky slumber party.
Yep, and something that we collectively are actually having to deal with. So, to get started, have you ever heard of the Schumann Resonance?
I have not.
Oh, wow. Well, the Schumann's resonance, we're not going to go into the scientific part of it because I'm more into the spiritual part of it, but there is, this is a scientific, actual explanation for certain things. So, Schumann resonance is kind of like a part of the Earth's vibrational field. So, the Earth has like its own magnetic field and its own like vibrational field, and there's different layers to that field that surrounds the Earth, right? Well, the Schumann resonance specifically is part of an extremely low frequency electromagnetic energy around the Earth. And they're usually seen as spectral peaks in a frequency. And it's a very low frequency. When I mean extremely low frequency, I'm talking around 7.83 hertz or 14.13. Yeah, so it's like very, very low. And these global electromagnetic resonances are excited by lightning discharges on the Earth's surface and
Okay.
ionosphere. So that's like
Interesting.
yeah.
It's like tones that only I get like dogs and like, those pitches where only certain people or animals can hear them type of deal.
Yeah. It
Interesting.
yeah, it's a magnetic layer that surrounds the Earth, and it is basic. I will give you like a simplified explanation for it, but the Schumann resonance is actually used to keep track of global lightning activities, and it owes to the connection between lightning activity and the Earth's climate. So it's studied for that.
Okay.
And it is often used to monitor the global temperature. So, past the science of this all, that's just a basic explanation. If you want to get further
Right.
into it, I am not a scientist, and a lot of the things that I read, I was just like, oh my God. I get it, but I
Yeah.
don't get it, and I don't like it. It's just one of those things that I'm
Yeah, I'm not a doctor scientist either, so I
yeah. So
probably would have no idea what the hell's going
that's
on.
why, for any of you guys listening that are excited to hear about Schumann resonance and know a little bit about it, we are going more towards the spiritual side of this rather than the scientific side of this. So, just a heads up for those of you guys coming in. If you're coming in specifically to listen about the scientific part of it, this is not the podcast for you. But if you're interested on the spiritual part of it, this is for you. So, past the science of it all, The Schumann resonance has been used to actually study the lower ionosphere of the Earth, and it has been suggested as uh, one way to explore the lower ionosphere on celestial bodies. So that's,
Okay.
yeah. So the Schumann resonance is known by both science and spiritualists as what we would call the Earth's heartbeat. So the Schumann resonance is known as Earth's heartbeat. So,
Oh, I love that.
yeah, science explains it as a naturally occurring electromagnetic resonance in the Earth's ionosphere cavity. This resonance is created by lightning discharges and is characterized by fundamental frequencies of 7.83 hertz. While the term heartbeat is used metaphorically for this, it actually accurately describes the rhythmic, repeating nature of this phenomenon. So it's a pulse basically for the Earth's.
Right.
So it's a specific frequency, and so anyways, you're probably asking, okay, where is this going? What the fuck? What does this have to do with how you've been feeling as of late? So, interestingly enough, as of July 5th, 2025, does that sound about the time you were having, like, well, you've been having a lot of, like, major things happening in your life lately, but for like this whole phenomena happened, like,
Right.
started
The
in July
wonkiness
5th.
definitely has felt like it's increased in July, especially. Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
I feel like it certainly has increased. That's for certain.
Yeah, so scientists monitor the Schumann resonance quite frequently, and on July 5th, 2025, they witnessed a rarely seen spike in the Schumann resonance. So the frequency, there's something that caused it to spike, and they've never seen
Okay.
it spike to this point before. And let me just explain why this spike is considered like what the fuck. This spike would be this spike that happened on the Schumann resonance is the equivalent of basically a person screaming. That is like the equivalent of it is a person screaming is what this pike is. Peak is. Hold on one second.
What's wrong?
Sorry, Nevaeh's making a lot of noise.
Oh, no, that's totally okay.
Yeah. So
Little tippy tappies.
there was a spike in the Schumann resonance as of July 5th, 2025, which is a spike that they've never seen before. And this spike doesn't seem to be random. It is basically a global signal that the Earth's frequency grid is shifting. And since our bodies are energetically linked to the Earth, we
Right.
are also being affected by it because we are attuned to Earth's energy, all of us, because we're all
Right.
a part of it. So if you're feeling anxious for no reason, if your appetite's not really there, um, if your tummy has been feeling upset quite frequently, if you feel like something is just off, you're you're unable to have a consistent sleep pattern or have been getting random headaches, well, that's because of this spike in the Schumann resonance, because whatever's affecting the Schumann resonance is affecting all of us in one way or another, depending on how attuned we are to Earth's energy.
Right.
So,
Interesting. I mean, when you think about it, humans are really, we're just a bunch of energy compacted into flesh, and especially like our brains are just different electrical signals firing off.
yep. Let me take a look and see how our recording is doing. Okay, our recording's looking good. No drops in the frames. I was just checking.
Eh,
Yeah, last time that happened, I was a little stressed out, so I've
small
been watching
miracles,
it.
friend. Yeah. I
So
don't blame you at all.
So if you're feeling off, it's because the earth itself is pretty much screaming in pain. More like growing pains, but pain nonetheless. And if you're actually being and we are being affected by this change. So the Schumann resonance has been pulsing with these spikes and it's been going since July 5th. So it's not like it only happened once, it has been
Right, it hasn't stopped.
spiking randomly. So it would go and
Interesting.
spike, and then it would calm down and be normal, and then it would spike again. So every single time you're like, oh, okay, you were going through that rough time and you got like you're feeling like hell. And then like the next day you're perfectly fine. And you're like, okay, what was going on yesterday? But then the next day you're all of a sudden like, what the fuck is happening? Why am I back at this place? That's like you're literally being like,
Right.
you're being affected by the fluctuations of these spikes. So to put it simply, the earth is going through some growing pains. And those who are spiritually attuned are all feeling the spike and the change of energy overall. So a lot of people are feeling the change, and that's why it's affecting all
Right.
of us. So, what does this actually mean? Aside from the fact that it's affecting us in this way, what is the spiritual meaning of this whole thing? Which is why I wanted to talk about this because I was so excited about it. If you couldn't tell, like I'm probably talking
Oh, I
way
love
too
it.
fast. I'm if I'm talking too fast, you gotta slow me down because like, oh man, I loved this
I can
research.
definitely tell you're excited.
I love this research because I like it's one of those things that I believe in this. And a lot of people are probably gonna be like, oh,
Right.
Daku's just crazy. But you know what? It's fine. We run a strange, unusual paranormal
You know, and
podcast.
spooky, yeah, I'm saying a
Yeah.
podcast, yeah.
We're into shit like this.
I like that you're so passionate about it. It makes it way more interesting, it makes it more exciting, and I think people are gonna appreciate that even if they do or don't believe in it.
Yeah. So, beyond the science, this is what we call a spiritual awakening. The earth is pushing energy through herself onto you, the people, and it's triggering a transformation or change of some sorts, not just on herself, but on everyone within it that lives within earth. So everyone is feeling a change, a shift, or they just feel like, what is like, why do I feel off? So this is not this is not just a planetary event, but a push to wake us up, to make us tune in, and to make us recalibrate with the Earth's change in energy. So, for those of you guys that are panicking, this does not mean the Earth is dying if your mind is like thinking, oh my God, the Earth is dying. No, this
Right,
is actually more like an evolution for Earth. So it's like shedding its old skin, and it's an evolution that's happening with Earth itself. And so this huge spike that's happened is an evolution. It's not a death. It's a death of the old ways. It's the death of, the things. We'll be nostalgic about the past, but it is an evolution for change. So life is not going to be the same as it was before. It just isn't. So,
right.
those who choose to tune in, despite the heaviness of this change, will actually start to see themselves slowly transforming into someone new and with more clarity. So you're evolving in some way. While those who aren't as attuned will feel the heavy weight of the old vibrations to the new vibrations, um, like, yeah, everyone is affected by it, but the ones that choose to tune in are going to really embrace that transformation. There's people that are going to be like, okay, they'll get
Right,
reattuned, but they're not. They might not change too much, but something's just going to change, but not too much. But if you really tune into it, just take it as like a way to start a change in your life. So,
right. Maybe start a new leaf or,
mhm.
something of that nature.
Some other symptoms of this change is this has happened to me actually a couple times. It's been hitting me like crazy, and I'm going to talk about it now, and I'm going to talk about it during our podcast episode with Portra because like the research I did for the podcast episode with Portra, that research that I
Right.
did um triggered something. So some other symptoms of this change
Interesting.
is that it actually resurfaces forgotten memories. And some of those memories that you completely forgot about are going to start flowing into you. And you're going to start remembering things that you didn't remember before, you've completely forgotten. And to make things even weirder, is you'll remember parts of it very clearly. And then the more you think about it, the more clear it's going to get. And so for me, it happened with my research for the ore fishes, which is going to be the episode we did with Cortron.
Right.
And when I was doing that research and I was researching different earthquakes, for some reason it landed in like earthquakes that happened in the Philippines, etc. And
Right.
right when that happened, I had a flash of me being carried by someone while looking on the ground. And my grandpa is there as well. So I think my grandma was the one carrying me and my grandpa was there. And they were carrying me because there was an earthquake happening in the Philippines where
Oh my
when I was
god.
there, it happened in
Right.
1991. I was 2 years old. 2 years old, and
Oh,
I'm
wow.
remembering this. I am remembering this. And so what happened is there was a huge earthquake that happened in the Philippines. And I was there when the earthquake happened. And I remember my grandma and my grandpa running out, carrying me, trying to protect me. And all I can see is the ground because of the way I'm being carried. And I'm seeing
Right.
parts of the ground is cracking. Like I am visual, like in my like it was so vivid. I sent a message to my sister, and I'm all like, was I ever in the Philippines during an earthquake? Because I'm getting flashbacks of me and grandma and grandpa running from like the earthquake and the ground cracking. And my sister responds to me. She's like, yeah, in 1991, you were like 2 years old,
Oh, wow.
right?
That's insane. What
Yes.
a crazy thing to have gone through.
Yeah. So, because of my research on oarfishes, it led me to earthquakes, which triggered these
Right.
memories. And these memories are like coming back clearly. And it's kind of crazy because I'm like, where in my brain was this hiding? You know what I mean? It's nuts.
Absolutely.
So, some might reflect on past relationships during this time, and some are reflecting on them and healing from those because part of this transformation is shedding your old skin and shedding things that are holding you back, grudges that are holding
Right.
you back, relationships that traumatized you that are holding you back. It is the time to let that go. And that's what it's forcing us to do. So, some people might reflect on their past relationships and learn from what happened in the past and embrace whatever hurt them in that relationship and heal and learn from that experience. And
See,
also,
I feel like oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go on.
I was gonna say, I feel like I haven't had, like, a lot of memories coming back, but I've been having a lot of déjà vu, like, a lot of really weird
Hmm.
déjà vu
Yep,
lately.
but that's part of your memory, part of your brain. Yeah, it's affecting that. It's crazy, right? So,
Yeah, it's been very heavy.
and you'll notice that your conversation with like right now you'll notice or for since while this was happening I don't know how like I haven't looked at the resonance as of late to see if it's affecting but I haven't felt as heavy as I felt last week. Like last week I was a mess but I feel much lighter this week so I feel like maybe we're at a
Right.
normal point where I've adjusted well. But anyways, um during that time and from that time until now you'll notice that conversations with loved ones and friends might seem to be a lot more meaningful. Like you're finding yourself being attached to the present and being present when you're around people that you care about. And you're also noticing
Right.
that you're thinking of removing your energy from situations that are siphoning energy from you rather than feeding you. You know what I mean? There's people that siphon energy
Absolutely.
and then there's people that feed you. And you'll see like there's going to be people that are going to start dropping from people's lives because if they embrace this transformation and actually tune in, they'll realize what they need to shed, what they need to get rid of to
Right.
transform into their new person, whoever this new person is, whatever change they need to do
Shedding
to
the negative relationships, replacing
mhm,
them hopefully, with better
yep,
growth and happier relationships, conserving that energy or,
yep.
really preserving it, I
And
guess.
I've noticed myself sitting and just being there in the moment when people come over and sit by the fire pit. I literally notice myself
Oh,
just embracing the moment. Like I'm not even really talking. I'm literally just there listening and I'm just like looking at the people around me and seeing that the people that I have around this fire pit right now are people that I love, that I value, that I want to keep
no,
nurturing relationships and stuff like that. So that's it,
I
like
love
I
that.
said, this is hitting me hard because everything that I did my research on literally was like bam, 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 bam. It was hitting
Right.
me as I was doing my research. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah,
And
sometimes we focus on things at the right time for a reason, you know?
mhm, like I said, if things start to line up around you, it means you're going the right direction in whatever you're supposed to be in that moment in your life. So if things line up, it means you're going the right direction. And then your perception on what is important might start to shift. And like I said, your values will change. So certain things that seemed important will seem kind of like irrelevant to other things that are more important. So that's another thing that's gonna happen. There's gonna be a lot of reflection as part of this transformation. And just
Right.
think of it as a way of you, like a snake, shedding an old skin or, you know, a cocoon, just a butterfly coming out of the cocoon after a transformation. Just think of it as that. Um, for those that are suffering or that suffered, I'm not sure if you're still affected now or if you went through this. For those that suffered or are suffering through this, don't take this as a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of growth and strength. It really is. Like the hardest thing to do is change when you're comfortable. You
Right.
know, when situations get too
Absolutely.
comfortable, it's really hard to change. So if you start to feel all this heaviness, if you feel this weight, don't think of it as a weakness. Think of it as you and your own strength and you wanting to change into a, a better version of yourself that is a little more
Right.
enlightened, a little less held back by grudges, like certain people that you just can't stop thinking about because you have so much anger and hostility and they hurt you so badly. That is feeding them energy and it's siphoning energy from yourself and you're literally draining yourself by
Absolutely.
focusing on that. And this is the time to think about that and be like, I don't want to waste my energy and give my energy to this anymore. Like, I don't want to feed that because it's not good for me. So it's hard, this whole transformation, for you to embrace your new change. You're going to have to make some changes and it's not going to be easy. Some of it's easy, some of it's not. Just listen to yourself and truly think about what is good for you
Right.
and good for your
Well, I feel
this
like
person.
any change worthwhile is never really easy, right?
Nope, it is not.
Because
So,
it's hard, like you said, it's hard to like do things differently. It's hard to look at life differently.
yep, perception is a tough thing.
It
But
is. It really is.
so take this as you dropping unnecessary weight that you were aware was weighing you down, but were in denial. Take this time to feel all the emotions and embrace those emotions. Let go of the things that are holding you back and embrace those connections that you feel are deep. And you also find yourself realizing that certain connections actually need to be severed, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, take your conversations with your friends, see how they feel and affect you, and you will find the connections worth keeping and the connections that must be severed. And I know it's always hard to lose friends. I mean, I went through this shedding of acquaintances because they weren't really my friends. I went through shedding
Right.
and I lost a lot of people that I valued as my friends that I put a lot of energy in and that I cared for. And I really gave a lot to them. And they basically just kept taking and never giving. And I had to
Mm.
shed those relationships last year, this year, and the year before that. I've been going through the shedding for 3 years with losing friends and my so-called friends and realizing when people are actually genuinely your friend and when people are leeches. So
Right, and it's really again, that's one of those things where it's like, it's really hard to realize that you have expelled that type of energy and you're never gonna get that kind of energy back.
nope. So
But it's good. It's a good thing to realize even if it hurts.
yeah, so embrace this change, stay attuned to it. If you're feeling these feelings, feel them. Understand that this is you changing, and nourish this change and embrace it and watch it grow into something rather amazing. So you just got to hang in there. So this
Right.
is a bittersweet transformation. The world you know is slipping away. Your values and beliefs are changing, but true connections are being made and peace is slowly being restored, which the earth is in need of some kind of peace, some kind of kindness, some kind of compassion. And it's probably why this whole phenomena is happening is because like so many people are in pain, that enough people are in pain that it is literally affecting the
Literally
earth.
affecting the energy.
You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Yeah, that's yeah, absolutely.
So
Never thought
this
about it like that, but that makes it yeah.
Yeah, so this is the earth trying to bounce back after being ill or being sick. This is the earth screaming, doing a quick stretch to try and, to bounce back and be better. And the earth will have more frequent storms, like you are going to go through your own personal storms. But this is just a purification of earth and yourself. So if you actually have felt any of the symptoms that I mentioned up top, any of them, um, you are getting attuned to earth. You are going through the change. You may not be aware of it, but if you're feeling any of it, it means that you're tuned in
Right.
enough to understand that there's something off and to understand that there's a change happening. And embrace this change, relieve yourself of any self doubt, and step into it. Just step into it, and it's not going to be easy for some. It's going to be easy for some it's not. But in the end, it's going to be better. So that's the Schumann resonance on a spiritual explanation. So the
I love
Schumann,
that. And it's
yeah.
like sometimes fighting change is like it's kind of like a corny little comparison, but it's kind of like fighting, a rushing river and you're trying to swim against it. And instead of fighting it, sometimes you just got to embrace it and let it take you where you got to go.
Yep. And I've been going through a lot, but I can't even imagine what you're going through, me. So, and I have missed you so much. I know that,
I've missed you so
I
much.
feel like we haven't spoken in so long, even though it's only been like a month and a half. I just feel like we haven't spoken in a long
Right.
time. But yeah, I
Well, it's
like
because you're a very bright energy. You're very positive energy in my life, and I feel that way too. And I know I've been a bit recluse, and trying to kind of shake my way back in there. But I love and appreciate you very much, and I feel like I'm very glad to be back, and I'm very glad that we have this space.
me too. Can I tell you something really cool?
Oh, absolutely.
So, in the beginning of this year, you and I discussed that one of our goals for the podcast was to have 100 followers by the end of this year. That was one of the crazy goals we put out there. And
Absolutely.
as of last week, we are at 51 followers on Spotify.
Oh, wow. Hell yes.
Yeah,
And honestly, that's you put so I appreciate you so much. You do so much work for the podcast and you really bust your tuchus for it.
I
So
mean,
that really shows you.
it's something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I love. It's something that I get to do with one of the people that I love the most.
Oh,
And
stop it.
like it's a way of being able to like still bond with you, even though I don't do the charity events anymore because I can't anymore
Right.
mentally. It's still something that we get to do together, and it's one of my favorite things, and it's one of the only things that keeps me going sometimes, is knowing that
Oh.
I'm going to get to do a recording of an episode with my best friend waifu that is all the way
Oh,
across the map.
which I hate, but I'm just so glad we have each other, and you're gonna make me cry.
Well, like, I miss you so
You're gonna make me bitch cry
much.
on the podcast. I miss you too.
But what do
And
you
I
think?
appreciate you so very, very
Oh
much.
my god. I miss you so much, and I'm sorry that you're
I'm
going
very
through
lucky
the
to have
ruin,
you.
baby. I'm the one that's lucky. What are you
Thank
talking
you.
about? You were
Oh
welcome.
no, I'm very, very lucky. You are a very, very fantastic human, and that's an understatement.
Oh man, but I miss you so much. I'm excited to do more episodes with you. And thank you, everyone on Spotify that's listening to this.
Yes, thank you
Thank
guys.
you for those follows, for all of our follows. For
It
those of you
means so
guys,
much.
yeah, that are coming in, I hope you guys enjoy this little short little Suki Slumber Party about a little phenomena that was happening that is related to the Schumann Resonance, aka the Earth's heartbeat. What do
And
you
anyone who's been there from the beginning or who's just joining us, maybe even just for this first episode, every single listen, every minute, every follow, everything just means the absolute world to us.
Yeah, it
And I
does.
just can't thank you guys enough for being that support.
Oh man, I miss you so much, girl. Oh,
I miss you.
when can I sit and hug you, you know?
Hopefully next year.
Hopefully next
Gotta
year.
hope. Hopefully next year. I'll
TT
be sitting by that fire with you.
TT and SG TT and SG Con 2020
Live for real
2025.
live. I say the livest of the live.
So, what do you think of my little tiny topic for our spooky slumber party? You spoke about your theory, so I decided to speak about my little theory because you had the great filter, and I'm all like, oh my god, this is kind of like that, and but it's a little more spiritual because I'm a little witchy woo
Yeah,
woo.
it's very I think that it's very interesting because I knew that the Earth had like a magnetic field and all that jazz, but like that is very it makes sense in its way, because we're like I said, we're all humans are electricity and the your from your heart to your brain, everything is electrical inside of you. So it would make a lot of sense if there's these, spikes happening that we would feel a type of way.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely think that it could be it's a good time, I feel like, for a lot of people to kind of see things that maybe they haven't been wanting to see, like you said, with like the fair weather friends or just things in their life in general, or to mend fences. Like for me personally, it's been a time where I'm kind of in like a weird limbo of starting to bond with my dad again.
Oh
And
wow.
it's a big it's because I didn't necessarily like I saw my dad a lot still, with my brother and my brothers and all that stuff, but I feel like our relationship is starting to mend
Okay, good, good,
m-
good.
on like more of like a personal level than just like me being around, because of course I love my dad and stuff, but not to get all like personal or anything. It was, we had a weird comeuppance as, but with everything that happened with my little brother and stuff, I feel like it's bringing in
You
like a
two
really
back
bitter,
together.
sweet, yeah, and not even just us two either. All my brothers and us, like we've been spending a lot more time as a unit. Um,
Hey, part of the
so
change, part of that transformation
yeah,
is certain bonds are getting stronger and certain connections
absolutely.
are getting weaker. And here you are. Like, you are see, you're also being affected for sure. If you like, I hope, like, how many of these, how, were you surprised at all? Like, what do you think of the Schumann resonance and its spiritual effects?
I was surprised at how accurate it felt
Yep. It's crazy,
to
right?
current vibes. Absolutely. And I definitely, especially since it's the first time it's really happening, it's like that's very interesting timing for that to start.
Yep. It's nuts.
Absolutely.
And, there's gonna be people who are like, oh, she's just crazy. And it's all coincidence. Okay, but don't yuck our yum. If we believe it, then let us believe it. And if you don't, then you can believe whatever you want to believe.
Absolutely.
You believe a book that we don't believe in, but here we are.
Absolutely. I was literally gonna say, I mean, there's a lot of things that one group of people might believe and another may not.
Yeah.
And again, like with the let me see if I pronounce this correctly. The Schumann resonance?
Schumann
Did I say that
resonance.
right?
Yep.
Schumann's resonance. You guys know if you're not new to the podcast, you know I can't pronounce things, so that's a win for me. But like I don't understand. Like it has a side, it even has like the like you said, if people want to look into it further, it has a scientific side to it. Like it's not just someone saying, "Oh, well, it's this." There's more to it, and I feel like everyone's allowed to feel spiritually, especially any way that they damn well please. And this one, to me, makes a lot more sense than a lot of the other stuff that's believed.
Yeah.
So,
And like I
and
said,
again, it's just interesting timing.
I've spoken to several people. Like last week, a lot of people were going through some crap, and I had to, like, help walk people
Right?
off the edge of the building, kind of thing. Like there was
Yeah.
some pretty intense conversations that happened last week that also strengthened my relationship with those people, which is crazy, like, because I wasn't by myself going through it, and then I started explaining how I was feeling, and then the other person's like, "What? Wait, no, no way!" And I'm all like, "Wait," and they're like, "Yeah, I've been feeling the exact same way, and it's been horrible." And I'm
Right.
like, and it's yeah, and I spoke to more and more people that were feeling off, and like a lot of things aligned for them. So
Well, it's always really nice to know that it's not just you, right? Like it's not just me feeling this way. And like you said, a lot. It seems like a lot of people have been feeling that way.
yeah.
Very specifically, it's been very like you said in the very beginning, shellish, very like shell.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even know how I got home. Like last week, I drove to work. I didn't know how I got to work, and then I drove home, and I didn't know how I got home. And I literally felt like I
Right.
was just a husk of myself. Like I didn't feel alive. I didn't feel happy. I didn't. I was like depressed and so disconnected, so disconnected, and just like completely not even there, not even present in any way, shape, or form. And I wasn't even able to do anything productive. Like I was literally like a zombie. Like I was a husk of myself, and I'm looking at myself. I'm like, what
Right.
the hell did I do all last week? Like part of me is like, how did I survive last week? I don't even remember a lot of things that happened last week.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's been
nuts.
very disassociative. It's
Yep,
been very, very much like that.
yep. But I think we should jump out of the hot tub, let this fire die. Do you have anything else you want to say? Or if you want to keep talking about the Schumann resonance, or if you want to go to bed, you can, make a decision right now. If you have anything else to say about the Schumann resonance.
Well, I will say that even like you said, if you've been feeling dissociative or anything like that, you've been feeling the feelings that we have because we even talked about this. Like we were both like, man, I feel wonky.
Yep.
It's That's okay. It's okay to feel that way. And like you said during this, you got to embrace change.
Yep.
It might not be easy, but you can do it and it's going to be okay. And it's going to things are going to you're going to shed that past energy and embrace a new energy and we're all gonna turn a new page together, and we are going to kick some ass, and it's gonna be a-okay.
Yes, it is. All right, let's get out of this tub and put out the fire. Are you ready to do our outro?
Oh, absolutely, my dear.
All right, do you remember it? It's been a while.
Oh, how could I forget?
All right, I say the first part and you say the second part, and then hopefully we get it right because we seem to always struggle with this one. All right, are you ready?
I believe,
All right. We'll stay thick.
and you stay spooky.